So I'm sure you've come up with a few different ideas on how to design our leaf litter decomposition experiment. There are a few different ideas that scientists always want to think about when they're setting up an experiment, and these are replication, randomization, and control. In science, it isn't enough to collect data once. Often scientists think about the idea of replication or having multiple plots. In ecology, we usually want to have at least 5 replicates of each treatment to be able to statistically analyze our data properly. 7 to 10 replicates are even better because that way, if something goes wrong in one sample or plot, it doesn't mess up the experiment. For our experiment, we don't have to just put one bag of each type of leaf litter. Ideally, we want to include 10 replicates of each leaf litter bag. We also want to think about randomization. Sometimes you can affect the results of your experiment without even knowing it. For instance, I maybe put all my bigger bags in a shadier area and the lack of sun affects the decomposition rates. Randomly assigning areas to one treatment or another helps prevent that. In our case, we randomly chose which litter bags to put in which areas. Finally, you'll want to think about control. These are the things we want to keep the same between all of our treatments so that only things that differ between them is the thing you're investigating. In this study, we want the only thing to differ between the bag types to be the leaf litter types. We'll try and keep everything else the same, like using the same sort of material to make our bags and putting the same amount of leaf litter inside each one. Did you think about replication, randomization, and control when you were designing the experiment? If not, you'll have a chance again soon. When you're ready, move on to the next slide to try and design the experiment for our second question on your own.